Hey. You know, if you were to come to me and say, hey, you're milking this entire concept idea and it's not even a successful business practice, you could say, well, you'd be right, but I still don't care, so we're gonna get into this. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Play it.
I came to myself in a room with dim lights. My head was pounding horribly.
Ha ha!
What am I doing here?
I asked myself the same question.
A disheveled old man in a scientist's robe ran up to me.
Oh, the sounds, I don't like them. Ah, fuck! No! Oh, yeah! Ah, fucking fuck!
The old man said that now it was possible to start experiments.
Alright.
I pulled my hand up with all my might.
Not only in this story the person's a robot, but the bitch narrating this is as well. I'm gonna just listen to that.
How strong I am. It's better to leave this place. Creepy scientific instruments hung everywhere.
Yeah, it doesn't really get scarier than a pair of scissors, a lab coat, a stethoscope, and some pliers.
What was he doing here?
Yeah, scientific
I
instruments
already
like
saw the exit.
scissors. Also, just wanted to chime in here again. The backgrounds for all these scenes are, I wouldn't say great or really well done, but they show some competence, which is kind of strange in contrast to the terrible models. So wouldn't be surprised if there's some starving deprived artist who gets paid 5 rupees a year to animate the backgrounds, and then these guys just put their shitty characters in for the story.
That the sheet had fallen off me.
I like where this is going. Giggity, giggity.
I looked like some kind of robo-monster.
Well, you're half woman and half robot, so yeah, you pretty much are a monster. Oh wait, I'm sorry, 85% robot.
85% of my body was made of iron and parts connected by wires. Where are you going?
I'm going to bring the reins back to Africa.
The old man ran after me. It seemed that he was about to grab me.
R2D2, where are you?
I didn't know where to run because I didn't even remember where I lived.
Holy shit, they just threw that R2D2 on the screen after I formulated that joke in my head.
Random passersby shouted at my back that I was a freak.
Well, you are a robot and different. 2 things America doesn't really tolerate.
I needed to find him somehow. Only he could help me remember who I really was.
Okay, this bitch must be dumber than anti-vaxxers and straight people, because that is the worst logic I've heard since the last video.
Night fell.
Haha.
A red light flashed on my chest. I needed to try to charge myself.
I know this is rude to say, but I really think you should go fuck yourself.
The station attendant was asleep behind the cash register. I crawled over to the wire, pulled it out, and plugged it into the socket on my chest. And wow, it fit!
Well, if it can fit inside such a small hole, you might as well call it an Onision.
The light stopped blinking, and I felt my strength returning.
Boo.
I didn't want to be arrested for theft.
Dumb. Da-dum, dum, dum. Okay, this little tardy is worried about stealing electricity from a gas station. Okay, listen, I don't know if you have experience with a gas station, but I have. And let me tell you this, if you take a little bit of electricity from them, they're not gonna go, "What are you doing? That is my electricity, give it back."
I took off. I have to steal electricity from stations for the rest of my life now?
Okay, this bitch might be Bonnie from Bonnie and Clyde, because only a complete moron like her or just a thief like her would think of stealing electricity from gas stations as a life plan.
In my desperation, I did notice a guy walking up to me. Suddenly, the guy asked me for a link to my TikTok.
Am I the only one who feels physical pain when people assume you have a TikTok nowadays?
What is TikTok?
Shit.
Mermaids and Fire Girl.
That sounds like a lesbian bar.
But the guy thought I was being modest. I couldn't believe that someone would like me.
Trust me on this, nobody does.
Because a bunch of people on the street just called me a monster.
Am I the only one getting serious Logan Paul vibes from this? It's like, oh, what's up, dog? I'm just chilling with my homie, Adolf Hitler.
I could also become famous.
Sorry, I got some bad news for you, babe. Unless you're insulting or sucking up to black people, it's pretty much impossible to become famous nowadays. See, I do both, and people get very, very mixed signals from me.
This was the only way I could find out who I really was.
Okay, ignoring that Monty Python logic, how is becoming internet famous a guarantee to find your boyfriend, husband, whatever? I mean, like, for all we know, he has a life and he doesn't spend his time on the internet.
I decided to take a picture with the children for money.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hold it there, Epstein.
I already thought that this was a stupid idea.
Don't worry, it's not a stupid idea. It's fucking retarded.
But people love robots.
Tinobot, you made it.
Sorry I'm late. A lot of sand.
Great! Tina 2.0 is here.
So much for naughty kids bonding. Now it's just screen time.
But several times the
Robots
kids
can't
called me a
love where we live.
transformer.
I'm going to use that next time I see someone in a wheelchair.
But in vain, 500 people subscribe to me every day.
God fucking damn it.
People
So
wrote hundreds
real.
of comments. I didn't even know who I was.
I know who you are. You're a dumbass.
But in any case, I knew I had feelings.
You know what? I also have a feelings, and right now I'm feeling immense pain.
Once a follower with the nickname Joker
I'm gonna make this pencil disappear.
asked how my mood was.
His soul blistered by the fires of hell and tainted beyond ascension. He chose the path of perpetual torment. In his ravenous hatred, he found no peace, and with boiling blood, he scoured the umbral plains, seeking vengeance against the Dark Lords who had wronged him.
But 85%.
If I hear the words 85% one more time, I'm about to wipe out 85% of the population.
The Joker almost immediately offered to meet, and I agreed.
Okay, here's a little bit of advice. It's generally not a good idea to meet people on the internet who are very anonymous and A or B call themselves the Joker.
Introduced himself as the Joker. His face was scarred, and I was terrified.
You have to be fucking kidding me. This guy has a small scar on his face, and you have robo-tits, and he's the scary one?
He immediately reached
Oh,
out to
yes,
me,
he's the
began to
freak.
repeat, "Don't leave me.
Okay, forget what I said earlier. This guy is definitely creepy.
I love you." Hell, he was a psychopath.
And what you are is an idiot, because this is not a good example of a psychopath. On the other hand, you are. Just kidding. But seriously, this is what happens when you get a body of a robot with the head of a woman. A strong idiot. Just kidding.
That's it. No more face-to-face meetings with fans.
You're telling me a face-to-face meeting with a random stranger on the internet went poorly? How could that happen?
I kept using TikTok.
Boo!
The Joker was shouting something under the windows, but I didn't dare look out.
Do you know what I love about that sentence? The more you think about it, the less sense it makes.
This was already dangerous.
How in Tatooine is this at all dangerous? So far, all he did was kind of want to talk to you, and you kind of got scared and called two big guys, as you said earlier. Ugh.
I needed to delete TikTok
Yes, absolutely.
and directly ask for help from my followers.
Well, you really shouldn't ask help from your followers. Not because it's a bad idea, but it's just kind of sad and depressing.
She hypes.
Yeah, of course it'd be that Logan Paul looking ass who would be talking about hype.
I had never felt so hurt in my life.
Sorry, I just felt really good about hearing that.
What a fool I was.
In translation, I don't know Japanese, but you're still an idiot.
When I opened the back door,
I'm gonna open your back door.
I backed away, but he pulled the remote out of his pocket and pressed the button. Help me! But no one heard my screams.
No, I'm pretty sure they heard you. They just didn't care.
I came to myself.
I mean, like, this dude can't be that creepy. I mean, like, what could he possibly do? Pull out a chainsaw? That'd be ridiculous.
The scientist took out
Oh,
a saw and
fuck.
held it into my lap. Just a little bit and he would cut me into pieces.
Let's go, Power Rangers!
Suddenly I heard some noise. The door opened and the Joker ran into the room. Behind him, the crowd of my fans was roaring.
Yes,
Couldn't
it
believe
is
my
the
eyes.
biggest crowd.
The fans threw the scientist to the floor and tied him up. The Joker took the remote out of his pocket and turned on my body. I didn't understand anything. Why would he do this?
Well, considering he's a TikToker, he's probably going to torture you even worse.
But the Joker asked abruptly, "Don't you recognize me, Jen?"
No
I frowned, puzzled. What are you talking about?
Okay, surprise, surprise, it turns out her creepy stalker was actually her husband. They get married again, and they both die in a car wreck. The end. See ya.